Hello YouTube, this is Thompson 08737 bringing you another update in the 1500 series. A few things I want to talk about in this video. It's a bit of a brief update. Obviously we'll go through each model like I normally do, and there's a little bit of discussion about certain models as well that are on display as well. So we're going to go through update like we normally do, start off with, and then I'll sort of discuss things that I obviously need to discuss later on. So starting off with this, to be honest, this is quite a lovely scene with these two models. As far as I know, these two models are probably some of the rarest that I don't normally see in 1500 scale amongst 1500 scale collectors, or certainly on model airports. Starting off with the Wizz A320, registration is Hotel Alpha Lima Papa Alpha. These sell for ridiculous prices, and months and months ago now, there was one on eBay that the first one I'd seen it in ages, and it sold for like £65, just over £65, and I think I did actually bid on it. I think I might have bid up to like 40 quid or something like that, and well, obviously it got outbid, and I was like, right, well, you know, if that's how much they're going to go for, then that's where I sort of need to, you know, I'd be very fortunate or very lucky to get one cheaper. And this one in particular that I have, surprisingly, I did actually get very cheap, and like even now, it was only like a couple of weeks ago, really, maybe a month ago now, and it was actually from Airspotters on there. Like, they've been doing sort of sale things, and they had like a batch of 1500, and they were selling them for like cheap. Obviously, as soon as I saw this, I clicked on it thinking, oh well, I'm sure somebody's already got it, I'm sure it's already sold out. But obviously, no. Literally, as soon, you know, straight into my cart, immediate payment, no hesitation, 15 quid, including postage. I mean, literally cannot go wrong. And if I had to pick it right now, obviously I'm a massive, obviously with my username, I'm a massive fan of the TUI group. Anything to do with TUI, from like the early days of like Britannia, to what, like TUI UK and German TUI and all that, how that's changed from like the yellow livery to the new blue sort of wave livery and everything like that. But if I had to pick one model in 1500 scale that I would keep, is definitely 100% the Wizz A320 that you can see. Like I said, just truly unbelievable how much I got that model for. Just crazy. Another model, obviously next to it, Balkan Holidays A320. In my opinion, one that should be done, whether it's this livery or the BH Air livery that they've currently got. I would love to see a Balkan Holidays A320 in 1400 scale. I know we have the Tupelo 154, which is also done in 1500, but obviously they don't fly anymore, so it would be nice to have like a realistic version. I do actually have a custom 1400 version, but again, it would be nice to have an official release. Registration of this model is Lima Zulu Bravo Hotel Alpha. And basically another one, this probably isn't as rare as the Wizz, but probably another one that you don't see like like compared to other models, let's say, another one that you probably don't see that often. But I just think this is a great sort of scene, and I kind of want to touch up on something that I've been sort of processing in my mind. Obviously with regards to this 1500 airport, obviously I've been talking about the 1400 scale project that I'm going to be starting ideally in the next month or so. Obviously this will be packed away. There's no way I can keep this out and do another airport as well, so this will have to be sort of put away. But I kind of was thinking of keeping the 1500 series going and doing like a basic sort of, basically like a basic panel of MDF, obviously paint it, everything, and do like an apron of maybe like 5 narrow body stands with the option of sort of wide body aircraft featuring as well. Basically it'll be more, it won't be air bridge operational, it'll be sort of more air stairs. Because I just like the concept of having models like these sort of together and sort of just on a basic display. So rather than on like a big display like this is, like a full scale board, have it just, you know, sort of more simplified. A bit, I don't know what it is, but this scene, certainly as I see it on the camcorder at the minute, it's quite, there's just something about it that I could literally look at it all day. Maybe not all day, but you know what I mean, for a long time, and just taking the idea, you know, of what like the atmosphere it's trying to give off, sort of thing. So yeah, that's the sort of idea that I've had. Obviously this sort of panel thing, it'd be very difficult to do videos, kind of, because it'd be very basic, unless I kind of went in depth a little bit, but I'll have to kind of look into that. But if you want to leave your opinions on that, then by all means do. But I think it would be still pretty cool just to have, even if it's just pictures and stuff from my Instagram page or my Facebook page, you know, it'd still be quite a nice little concept to have. So yeah, by all means leave your comments on that idea, you know, and let me know what you think. So moving on, just going to pan around. Might not be able to tell too well what this particular model is, but it's a Czech Republic E319 CJ. Now, I love sort of government aircraft. I love like any government or business jet sort of aircraft, no matter how small or big. So it could be like an A340, 747, A319, whatever. There's just something about them I love, and like I don't have, I wouldn't say, yeah, to be honest, I don't have that many 1400, I don't think, but even it's like any Air Force or government aircraft, there's just something about them that I like. So this is actually one of two that I have in 1400, in terms of sort of government sort of style, I think. Well, I've got this, and another one that came with it was a Luftwaffe A319 as well, which is obviously boxed up. But yeah, this one in particular, I do quite like the livery on this. It's like a silvery grey, and I do like that. Registration on this is actually just 4 numbers. Obviously, like sort of government military sort of registration. It's 2801. And just touching up on the A319 CJ, to be quite honest, I've no idea what the CJ stands for. Maybe I could probably find out on Google, but obviously if you guys know what it means exactly, then obviously feel free to comment on that, just to let me know, because I have no idea. All I know is it says A319 CJ on the box, so I'm not too sure. I think it might say it on the model as well, I'm not sure. And moving on, we have another pretty rare model. Now, I do actually have 2 of these. You know what, I had these years ago, way before all the Ryanair's got released in 1400 scale. So basically, the only one we had was the Gemini Jets version, and that was selling for like 40 quid a piece back in the day, or maybe even more. And these, I actually found it easier getting hold of these. Now, these have always been quite hard to find, these Ryanairs, in 1500. And like I say, I do actually have 2 of them. Obviously the same registration, but I do have 2 of them. Again, I got these pretty cheap, definitely not as cheap as the Wizz, but again, a pretty decent price for what they can go for. And again, it's just another key element, another key airline. I think Wizz and Ryanair at the minute are two major airlines in Europe. Like they basically represent Europe in the aviation industry, in my opinion. Like all over, you know, Wizz are trying to expand and you know, do new routes everywhere, and Ryanair just literally flying wherever they can, pretty much, so it seems. And yeah, you know, they are great to have as models, you know. Registration of the Ryanair, by the way, is Echo India Delta Hotel Zulu. And like I say, it's great to have two. I do actually have a trio set of the 737-200s, which were in special liveries like Vodafone. I can't remember the other two off the top of my head, but it's like a box of three. Can't remember off the top of my head what they are. I know one of them is definitely Vodafone. But yeah, I can't remember exactly. But yeah, just really key airlines of Europe, and I kind of want to, like in this situation, when I've got this set up in 1500, it makes me want to do it in 1400 as well, which is why I'm going to start this project very soon in 1400, because I do miss the, obviously are slightly bigger models, obviously it's a bigger scale, but yeah, I don't know. I just find the 1400 series sort of more realistic for me, and I find 1500 more fun, which I might have mentioned before. I'm not quite sure if I have, but yeah, there's that idea behind it. Moving on from that, we have this DHL 767-300, obviously a freighter. Golf Delta Hotel Lima Echo. So we've got the exact same registration in 1400, done by Gemini Jets. DHL is probably my most favoured cargo airline in any scale, basically. I could have DHL I haven't actually got any DHL in 1200, but I would love to have, again, two models that are very hard to find, 757-200 and 767-300 and 1200. I would jump at them, to be quite honest. But at the minute, you know, I'm not really looking as such for them. But it's just great. It's just great aircraft. I think because they're so big at East Midlands. I mean, East Midlands is not that far away from me, to be quite honest. It's probably about an hour or so down the A1, so yeah, it's not too bad. I have obviously been before, and I think that's why I do like them so much, because they're so big East Midlands and everything like that. And whether it's delivery as well, I don't know, but yeah, anything DHL I do kind of like. And 767s as well. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person, but 767s with winglets are they just look so great. I think it's the height of the winglets. I believe they're the tallest winglets on any aircraft, I believe. That's what I've always been told anyway, so I think that's a factor. And I just think they're brilliant. They are really brilliant. Moving on, we have this slightly smaller cargo aircraft, which is registration Romeo Alpha 642. I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's 64221 or 64021, because I written it wrong. I've written it over it, so I'm not quite sure. It might be 221. So sorry about that. But this is a Aviastar Tupolev 204. A lot of people always say these are quite similar to 757. It's like the Russian version of 757, which it kind of is actually. You look at it and they are very similar in terms of the undercarriage, the general shape of the fuselage, you know, stuff like that. They are quite similar. I think the 757 might be a little bit bigger. I think maybe. I don't know if they are, maybe, or maybe even smaller. I don't know which way around it is, but they are quite similar. And another one that I've actually got another Tupolev 204 in 1500, which is a DHL Aviastar so it's in DHL colours, but under Aviastar, I believe. It's a shame we don't have any of these in 1400 yet. Would be quite cool to see some of these done. And I'm quite surprised Phoenix have never gone into the Tupolev 204s, to be quite honest. Obviously they've done a lot of like Ilyushin aircraft and stuff like that, so and obviously a lot of Tupolev 154s as well, so yeah, it is a bit of a surprise they've never done anything like that. So yeah, just going to pan back round now. I think we'll go with the favourite scene probably in this video of the two A320s that started off the video. So in terms of 1400 project, again, I think I mentioned it before, it may be sort of coming up next month. I'm still working on my schedules for that airport, so they're not even done yet. The amount of aircraft that are scheduled sort of in, it is crazy, and I'm still in the process sort of how I'm going to do the airport. The general basic idea, obviously this is going to be, the 1400 project is going to be a foot wider than this board, so it's going to be 6x4 rather than 5x4. Just so it adds a little bit more space for 1400 scale aircraft. But I have been sort of processing in my mind, is there any way I can sort of maybe change the layout a little bit? But in a realistic way, I don't think there is, because you think back to my other airports, they've always sort of been straight, so I've always had like stands sort of very parallel with everything, and everything's been straight. Whereas I like this airport because it's got, obviously you've got your straight sort of, you've got your sort of perpendicular and parallel sort of stands and stuff like that. Like the cargo concept, I cannot change that whatsoever. That's basically the point of where you work on for the rest of the airport. So that the DHL section, the cargo section, is the focus point of any airport I do. I literally have to include that for myself to enjoy an airport, and then the rest of it, obviously, depending what you can fit in. Now the concept behind this layout is not too bad, because it, like I say, it adds a little bit more difference to it. Not everything is just sort of going the same way. You got a few stands that sort of facing diagonally to other stands and everything like that. I'm in the 1400 scale version, even though it's going to be slightly bigger scale, there may be sort of more stands included. I'll have to look at that, whether there will be or not, I don't know. Well, there should be actually, because obviously it's going to be a foot longer. So there should be maybe one or two more stands than what there is. Certainly narrow body. I think the wide body stands are going to stick to 4, but obviously they're just going to be widened out, and everything like that. Cargo section pretty much should be the same sort of specifications. Some of the things that might be narrowed down is the width of grass on the far side where the runway is, and in between the runway and certain areas. But again, all this will be planned out obviously during the process, as I normally do. All be drawn out, see how it goes, and then obviously it'll be the count of paint, let that sort of settle. Then obviously it needs touching up with a bit more paint, obviously I haven't done another layer or so. Let that dry, and then obviously draw it all out again, everything like that. Because once you know the idea, then you know, right, yeah, I'm set on that. I can work with that. It's good. It's going to be good. Terminal construction. This was actually done using MDF. So actually, all I did basically with this is I ordered strips of MDF, cut them to the size. Well, actually, most of the pieces came pre-cut. Then all I had to do was sort of sand them down on the corners and stuff, and then sort of glue it all together. So that wasn't difficult. One thing I am looking to do in the meantime, before I start the next airport date, is to maybe have a go at doing like a construction of a terminal using plastic. So I kind of want to go for like a sort of modern design. I'm not sure exactly what colour they're going to be, but the plastics I'll probably be working with to start off with are sort of black, white and clear. And to begin with, I'm going to have a go at sort of doing basic buildings, so maybe I'll go to doing some sort of porta cabins, just to get an idea of how to construct a build. Like I say, very simple buildings, obviously just 4 walls and a roof basically, just to get an idea of, right, that's it's alright, you know, I can cut obviously with a knife, and obviously using a clear plastic for like any windows and stuff like that I might want to include. So I'm going to start off small and then sort of work my way up, and then if I'm confident enough, maybe start looking at a bigger project such as for the terminal. Obviously I will need to draw everything out first, so I know exactly what the dimensions will be for the terminal and how the terminal is going to shape and everything like that. Obviously I'll keep you updated on any small projects I do, like the porta cabins and stuff. If they are quite successful, if anybody wants any, I may consider selling. I will sell them for cheap, you know, cheap prices. Obviously covering the cost and maybe a little bit of work time that I'll be putting into it, but I think overall I'll definitely look into that and maybe consider that if it goes well. If it doesn't go well, I'm probably going to go with a similar situation to what I've got now with the sort of MDF, because I think it gives off a pretty good concept of, you know, the building idea. So like I say, I'll look into that. Obviously that will need painting and everything. With the plastic, if I can get certain colours, like if I can get maybe black, white and maybe grey colours, then I might just construct it with the colour of whatever they are. And maybe I like a bit of like sort of, you know, sort of markings and stuff, like as if, you know, it's a bit more, you know, like the building's been there a while sort of thing, and it doesn't look brand new. So like I say, I will keep you updated on that, guys, and let you know how progress goes. Like I said, I still got to work on my airport schedules as well, which I think most of them are pretty much done in terms of narrow body aircraft, because the wide body are pretty easy because they only operate sort of like Virgin Atlantic and like your TUI 787s. They only operate obviously once a day, so they come in from where they flew out to last, and then they go out to another destination normally, or it might be the same destination, depends how the schedule works out and everything like that. So it's a lot easier. But the narrow body stuff, such as like Ryanair, Flybe, obviously they can do multiple flights in one day, so it's quite colossal when you think about it. Again, that's not for everybody, that's just something I won't say I enjoy doing. In a way I do enjoy doing it, but it helps me big time when I'm doing airport dates, because then I know where I am and what models to include and what the schedule is. So it does help me out big time. Like I say, it might not be for everybody, it is time consuming, I'll admit, and it does strain your eyes a little bit when you look at all this, like this spreadsheet and the information. You're like, oh man, it's messing with your head a little bit, but it is what it is. And overall I kind of like doing it for the overall outcome towards when I do start doing airport dates. So yeah, that pretty much covers it for this video. It's gone on for quite a while, even though it's quite a small update, to be quite honest. But I do hope you've enjoyed this video. And again, leave any comments with regards to the miniature 1500 series, or concept should I say, that I'm thinking of doing. And also your thoughts on the terminal idea of using sort of plastic instead of wood. And maybe doing sort of little porta cabins and stuff like that, you know. By all means leave your comments. Please like the video, of course, just to show your appreciation. And if you haven't already, if you're new to the channel, obviously please do subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.